Hello,
Yeah.
girls.
Hey, how's everyone doing
Hey.
today?
Wonderful.
Yes. Good.
It's a very
Tired.
interesting time. Well, I guess it's going to be an interesting episode because one of our listeners or viewers have requested to talk about anything, everything, and all things about sex.
Mm.
Not exactly about sex, right? Like, I don't know. I mean, I was watching a show. I believe it was. I don't think it was Netflix. It was a Hispanic
Telemundo.
platform. No, it was a platform actually. I can't remember what
Oh.
it was. And it's called El Juego de las Llaves. So the game of the keys, where these couples would get together for like, I guess like, how we get together and hang out, right? And they would put all their keys in a little bowl and they would decide, they would choose a key and then they would go home with their partners or a different partner that they with.
Mm-hmm.
That was it was great. I mean, I think they're up to like 3 seasons. I only watched the first season. It was very interesting, but I think I would watch the second and third season, but I don't know if I would be able to do that. What do you girls think? Would you do that?
I ain't giving anybody but my keys but the person I live with. No. And he can't take the keys of anybody else but the person he lives with. I don't share.
Producers. No sharing. Sharing is not
No.
caring this time.
No.
Yeah, that the partner.
No. Not sharing is caring because I care that I won't kill you.
Okay.
I won't kill for a guy, but I'll beat the shit out of you if I have to.
I
Jason.
think you should be him, not her, because he's the one.
Both. It depends on who it is. Because if she knows, then she gets an ass beating too. But he gets the ass beating first.
Okay, good. That's what I thought.
But yeah, no, I wouldn't care. I wouldn't do anything to go to jail. No one's worth that. But I would beat the shit out of you just for the point of it. It depends. Depends how I catch the situation. But no, I'm not sharing my keys. No, I'm not doing that.
I don't think I'll beat anybody up. I'll probably beat him up. But not
I
him.
think I would if I caught it.
Yeah.
Like it was like, oh, ¿tú te crees que you could do that shit? Oh, fuck you. But yeah, I've never gotten physical over. I've been cheated on in various ways. I don't think I've ever gotten physical.
Okay, that's not nice. This is not fun.
Yeah, sorry.
No,
But like to share keys, nah, fuck out of here.
Billy didn't share. She hasn't said anything. She hasn't said yes or no about the sharing of the keys.
No. But no, I mean, I'm not going to say I've only slept with people that I've dated because I have slept with people that I have not dated that I have liked. But I if I'm dating you and if we're a couple, I am going to get jealous if you sleep with someone else, even if I get to sleep with someone else. Like, to me, that's not. But if we're just messing around and nothing is official, then obviously you do what you want, right? And then I can do it.
That's different.
But if you're my partner, I'm not okay with the whole swingers idea. I'm not comfortable with that because I am a jealous person. And yeah, no. And even if it's a threesome, like I still wouldn't feel comfortable knowing that you're, with two women, me and this other person. I don't know. No, I'm not okay with that.
Do you think that the reason that there's this sharing of the couples or swingers is it because there's something lacking in the relationship?
I don't know.
Yes and no.
I feel like there's certain people who are just a lot more comfortable with their sexuality, and that's fine. I just think the logistics of sharing your partner with someone else or sharing your partner in bed while someone else is there just don't make sense. It's just too much. My ADD can't handle that. I personally, and maybe this is just my way of thinking, sex should just be between the two people that are together. Whether not necessarily like, no, I've slept with people that I'm not in a relationship with, but like it should just be with those two people. Now, if we're not dating in a serious way where we haven't made it that we're platonic, then you do you and I do me.
Right.
But if I'm with you, you're with me, and I'm with you, and there shouldn't be no other people you're sleeping with because then, no, I don't want that risk. I don't need those germs.
Billy's thinking about it. I don't know.
Well, so like the other day, right? I went, it was Friday. I went out with some friends and then we ended up going to like a bar, a hookah bar. And I had a few drinks, and now, like, even with 2 drinks, I'm like buzzed because I really don't drink anymore. And I was really feeling this girl, like she was just beautiful, and I was flirting hard. Like even my friend was like, "Oh, what's going on there?" Like the next day, he's like, "Oh," he said, I think he said like Billy likes. He put a little pussycat there, and I was just like, I mean, I am attracted to females. Have I been with a female? No. Would I be with a female? If I had a few drinks, yes. And maybe because that would be like, oh, well, I was drunk. Even if I really am not drunk, just to kind of say, well, I was drunk. I didn't know what I was doing. You know what I mean? I mean, when I'm on the street, I don't ever look at men. Like, you know how some people are like, oh, he has a nice ass. Like, I find myself always more attracted to women than men on the street. Or like, but I do find men attractive.
So you may be interested in both, girl.
Yeah, and I've always kind of, not always, but I've thought of that, but I've never ever approached. And even when I was on the dating sites, I never went on a dating site looking for a female. It's always been like looking for a man. I think I can enjoy my time with a female because not that I mean I enjoy my time with myself, but so I may share, like, if shit happens. Maybe there's 2 other females in the bed, or maybe a man and another woman. Maybe I could enjoy that time with. So in essence, I'm sharing, right, another person with someone else, but we're not dating. So yeah, as long as we're not dating, then I'm okay, possibly with sharing the bed.
Well, would you share the bed with a woman? Just you and a woman?
I think so. I think if I've had a few drinks in me, because I know that I am attracted to women. I know that.
But why do you need a few drinks, though?
Right, I was just gonna ask that. Why do you?
You need the courage.
It's not in my nature to just like I don't know. I want to be married to a man. Like I know that I want to spend the rest of my life with a man. But I am attracted to women, and I don't want to say I like sex. I don't like sex where I enjoy sex where I orgasm, because as you know, that penetration does not really do much for me. I like how it feels, but is there always a happy ending? Not entirely. Not happy in the sense where there's a orgasm. It's like you can enjoy sex without having an orgasm, right? I think we can agree.
Yeah, that's possible.
Yeah.
But an orgasm makes it better.
Right.
Oh, 1,000%. Yeah. But I haven't been with a female. I think it would happen before I'm dead. I'll let you guys know.
No, we're gonna wait until after you're dead. You're dead, Billy. Your ghost is gonna be like, let's try women now. Come on, it has to happen before you're dead.
I'll tell you guys. It'll be like episode 72.
Very specific.
Yeah.
Listen, you have to try whatever is out there that if you're curious, go for it. I have found women attractive, but I have never been like, oh, like that woman's beautiful. Yeah. She's hot as fuck. I think the only woman that I would say that I would consider maybe temporarily being a lesbian is Scarlett Johansson. That's sure, but that's just because she's fucking fly. But to sleep with her, no. Like I hold her hand, I'm like, oh my god, I'm with Scarlett Johansson. But actually, do the intercourse process has never, and probably will never cross my mind. I enjoy man and everything that comes with the man. I think women are beautiful, but to do the sexual act with a female, it's not for me. I think it's really awesome if you can go do that. If you can do that with 2 people, I think you have skill sets that I just don't hold. Because I cannot be like, well, so where do I go here? What do I do there? No, it's just too complicated for me. I don't know. Listen, sex is amazing. And if you do it safely, I've always told people, like, you're going to have sex one day. Like I've told kids, like, you're going to have sex one day. Just make sure, my kids, not general kids, like when they were growing up, like I had a real sex conversation. I'm like, you're going to enjoy it. It's going to be this, but you have to be responsible with what you're doing. You have to be responsible with the person's feelings. You have to get consent. There is a responsible side of having sex. And then there's the enjoying part of having sex, where you're not spreading germs that don't need to be spread, and you're not spreading seeds that don't need to be spread because you can't afford to take care of these seeds. And then there's the fun part. And do the fun part without the other things getting complicated. I don't know. Sex is awesome.
And I think, like, I look back, and I'm pretty sure with the first person that I was intimate with, I'm pretty sure I didn't have, like, I don't know when I started to actually enjoy sex to where I orgasm. Like, I'm pretty sure I enjoyed being with this person, and maybe more because I was so in love with this person. And it was the idea of being intimate with this person, right? Like, I'm pretty sure I didn't orgasm with my first boyfriend. Probably not my second or my third. Just orgasm last year. No. But I mean, there's women out there just like me who it doesn't happen. It has never happened through penetration, like ever. And people are like always so sad for me. I'm like, no, like usually, like when I'm with a partner, we take care of me first, and then we take care of each other. Because if you're not taking care of me, then we're not going to be together. Like, I don't think it's fair. Because I have been with people who just don't take care of my needs, and I'm like, well, how is that fair? That we're just taking care of you. I don't mind taking care of you, but we got to take care of me too. So I don't really remember when I had my first orgasm and how that even like transpired, you know what I mean? Because it takes a while for me to have an orgasm. So I don't even know when that was, how it happened. But if you're listening, to whoever I was with that I said, wow, I've never had that before. Thank you. Because if that never happened, I would continue to have sex without having an orgasm.
Right. Did you ever fake it? Did you fake it before? Before, though you can't remember when you had it. Prior to people you know people that you know that you haven't orgasmed with. Do they ask you, did you finish? Or are you honest and say like, no, I didn't orgasm? Or do you fake it and be like, yeah, I'm good?
So my first, I don't even think it mattered whether I came or not. Honestly, like
horrible.
Looking back, we were young. It was like in high school. I don't know. I don't remember it being, my feelings being considered. I mean, it wasn't rape, like it was consensual. And I was like so crazy about him. But I don't think there was ever a conversation where it was like, well, how do you feel? And did you come? And what can we do to make? There was not. I'm pretty sure 1,000% that was not a conversation that we had. And like, I hate to not remember when I had my first orgasm, because I would probably send a postcard like, "Hey, thank you, thanks, you did a great job. My life changed because of that."
Like every year, you a postcard.
Like, yeah, it's still going, still going strong. And and I think that's why I am attracted to, like, when I watch porn, it's just what is it, cunnilingus, or like women being eaten out, because that gets me off.
Oral sex.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I don't watch man and a woman. It doesn't. I don't know. I mean,
I mean, men. Honestly, I mean, women are beautiful.
You don't want to watch men.
I don't see why men send dick pics. Like, what's up with that?
Neither do I.
Like, what am I looking at here?
Appreciate a good looking dick. No, I could appreciate a good looking dick. I could. Okay, it has to be a nice looking one. But I like to suck dick. If it's clean, if it's hard, if that also turns me on. So
okay. I don't like dick pics at all, even if it's pretty dick. Yeah. No. But I'm not into like the naked stuff.
Has Jason ever sent you a dick pic?
No.
Jason, you need to get on it like right now.
No.
Camilo, send him a dick pic and then we'll see the expression. All right, you got 2 minutes. Make it hard.
Nathy, have you gotten dick pics from Camilo?
I don't want to say.
No. That is not. I've said too much.
He asked me. I answered. If we're going to be honest and talk about it, we got to be honest.
I mean, maybe.
It was a dick or it wasn't a dick. Simple.
Yes.
There we go.
All right. And how did you feel when you saw it? Tell us. The viewers want to know.
What viewers? You want to?
No. All right. So this is bringing me back to high school. All right. So a little context history. I think we've always talked about sex very openly, especially in high school, which probably shouldn't have, but we had a lot of sex conversations back in high school, especially in second period. Nathy was always the quiet one where she just laughed, giggled, and listened, but never contributed to the sex conversations. And we're right back at sex. And though I know Nathy is a freak deep down inside, deep in her background, like, ooh, she won't talk about it. While we're here being the honest, so girl talk. Because you can't be on this podcast and not own up to your freakness.
I said he has to.
Okay, and I asked, how did that make you feel?
All right. So, well, because it was him, yeah, of course. I liked it.
Okay.
Ooh.
The reason I say, I was like, why do you? Because I have like single friends, like, Billy and, friends that I work with and stuff like that. And then they said, I have like a dick album for no damn reason, because they're like, look at this. And I'm like, why are you sending me this? Like,
oh, I don't have friends that send me. Oh no.
I have friends that do. And I have like the only dick album in my phone. It's ridiculous. And I'm like, and then we're like, she's like analyzing them. And I'm like, look at zoom at. I'm like, why are we analyzing these? Like, this is gross.
I've never.
He's also dick.
Okay.
I got a dick pic once. There was this guy that I was talking to, right? And he was super creepy. I met him on Plenty of Fish, and he was super creepy. And I just didn't want, because he kept wanting to meet up. And I said, sure, like, we'll go to a restaurant or we'll go like a coffee shop. And he was like, no, why don't you come to my house? And I was like, that's not happening. Mm-hmm. And he was super insistent on me going over to his home and he'll cook for me. And I was like, no, like, you sound like a creep.
Yeah.
So totally I ghosted him. And then a few weeks later I get a picture of a dick, and I'm just like, I mean, it was a cute looking dick, but he was like, just in case you change your mind, something to think about. And I was just like, you're still a creep, and now you're even more of a creep,
right?
Like,
I mean, some women has to be into it for men to be doing this.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the only answer that I can find, because.
Well, that was going to be my next question to you, Nathy. Like, was there a conversation leading up to him sending you, like Camilo sending you a picture, or was it just like super random?
Maybe because he wasn't around. Like he travels. There are times that he travels and he's not home. So
he said, just so you don't forget about me, baby.
Oh my God. This is hilarious.
See, he said, yep. Now, have you sent him a picture of your hoo-ha?
My private parts? Probably, yeah.
Probably. This is like, we're going to end the show right now because Nathy is not sharing.
You guys want the proof? You want me to send you that picture?
No, don't send me. I don't want to see. No, thank you. I believe. Listen, I believe. Listen, I have imagined myself thinking like, Nathy's probably a freaking freak. That bitch is probably into S&M. She be beating the shit out of Camilo. They probably have, because she's so quiet. I was like, look, the quiet ones are the ones you got to watch out for. Gotta watch out for the quiet ones, because there's people who talk a lot and those are freaks, but then the quiet ones are the ones you're like, you don't got nothing to say because you don't want to say everything.
I want to give you girls a chance to talk.
Because she'd be like, y'all are babies. I've been doing that shit left and right.
Nathy got albums of
Okay, yeah, apparently, when we go over, I would like to see. I don't like to see dick pics. No, don't send them. Don't.
I don't want any
pictures them on your phone just because I want to see what your thoughts on what a pretty penis is versus not a pretty penis is. I don't know. So I'm curious now. But don't send them, please, because I will be mortified. I will not open them.
I don't want to see a dick pic. Or a hoo-ha pic.
I want nothing to do with that. I don't know. I think
have you sent Jason anything?
I've sent him like towel photos, like me in a towel, kind of covering up maybe a boob picture here or there, but nothing that more. Just like usually like a cleavage or something. I'm very, in that sense, I'm a prude. I will be very honest. I am very much a prude when it comes to naked photos, to pornography. it's not that I don't enjoy it, but I think that's just kind of, it was shunned out of me. And sex, it took me a very long time to, though in high school we did talk about it. I think to me there was a lot of shame around sex and orgasm and in pleasuring yourself. Like, so for me, over the years, I feel like it's become more of like, oh, it's fun, it's good, you can be curious, you can be this. But for a very long time, to me, sex was just, you have sex because your partner wants to have sex with you and it feels good, and you do it till you feel good, and then you're done and you move on, which is probably not the best way to do it.
So
but
there's no toys in your house?
There are toys now. One, that's about it. But sometimes you don't need toys. You can just be creative in your own environment. But yeah, I have a toy. I don't have multiple toys just because to me it's like, I don't need it. We have various ways to keep it interesting. But it did take a long time for me to agree to one. I was like, oh, let's just try one. We've been together for so long. Again, sex for me, though I did it young and I enjoyed it, it was still a very shameful thing. Like, it just was. And I'm trying to get out of it. And even with talking with my kids, I try to make sure that they know it's like, it's normal. It's something that you talk about. You shouldn't be ashamed. You have desires, you have it. Like, that's something very normal. But it was very shameful for me to talk about it. And it sometimes even brings me anxiety because it's like, oh my God, no. It's a big no. It's a taboo. Though
toys.
Yeah.
What do you feel about toys?
They're fun. Depending on the circumstances. Like, if it's like a Tuesday and you're just, obviously you have an itch to scratch, I don't got no time to like get a toy out. If it's a weekend and there's like stuff going on and you've been, that's different. But if it's like, hey, it's, you feeling it, I ain't got no time for that. Like, come on, let's do our thing, have fun, and then go to bed.
Really? You have toys at home too?
I actually went on a first date with someone, and I guess we were talking about sex. And I went on this first date, and he actually he brought me a bunny. So it's like
first date.
Yeah.
He brought. Oh, okay.
I don't know. I don't know what this was a few years ago. I don't remember what the conversation was. I mean, obviously it was sexual, right?
Mm-hmm.
Enough sexual enough for him to feel like he was okay with doing that. Yeah, because that was the only time where that happened. And so I don't use it the way that it's like, I think you have to insert it, right?
Not necessarily.
Yeah, no.
Well, yeah. I don't like to insert things inside me. I don't like fingers inside me either. That's like, no. It's mostly what's happening outside. So I have my bunny. She's dead right now. So she's dead. Sometimes charging. I forget to turn her off, and then when I go use it, I'm just like, fuck, it's dead. And she's waterproof, which is like awesome. Yeah. And I did use butt plugs once, which was like so weird because...
What do they do? I don't know what the purpose of them are.
I can't even describe it, but it wasn't weird because I was super comfortable with it, like extremely comfortable with this person.
Okay.
And he was extremely like gentle and patient with it. And it was just like, this isn't so weird. I don't feel like I'm gonna shit on myself. Let me just relax and enjoy it. And because you do have like, I guess, what do you have in your butt that's like makes you feel good? And I don't know, nerves maybe, right?
Sensors, yeah.
Something that just, feels good. So yeah. So now would I try everything that I see out there? Fuck no. There's some shit out there that I'd be like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
That you see in porn, that I would not do. Like, I'm not trying to put like this microphone in my hoo-ha. Look how big. I'm not trying to do that. Fuck no. But some women are out there doing that shit. But there's things
I think you moved your mic in. Wait. You moved your mic in a way now.
Can you hear me now?
You sound echoey.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
One of your knobs. Your little
knobs. You may have moved one of the knobs. It sounds so funny now.
How about now? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
No?
Yeah, we hear you, but you sound like you're like
in an empty room with an echo.
Yeah.
Okay, how about now? Keep trying it. Yes, no?
The dials. Make sure it's on the echo thing.
No, hold on. See, this is what happens.
That's what it sounds. He's like, how about now? Do you feel it now? Do you feel it now? What about now? That's the problem. If you have a guy saying, do
echo
you feel
is
it
low.
now?
How does that sound?
Much better.
Yeah. Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm open to trying different things. You can't obviously try it, right? But there's some things that I'm just like, doing that.
So here's the thing. Porn, for our viewers, like if you think sex is supposed to look like porn, that's not real all the time. Like it's people who are like lubricated, and it's actors. They're not necessarily really enjoying it, and it shouldn't be that crazy. So just so you guys know, it can be, but it's like it has to be where you're both enjoying it. But it's also some of those things that's not what real intimacy sometimes can be like. That's not how sex is supposed to be all the time.
No, I take it can be, right? But you should not expect it if your partner's not as comfortable doing those things as you are. Just because you see someone doing it doesn't mean that every girl or guy that you're with will do those things. They're doing it because they're getting paid to do it. But some people may do it even if they're not getting paid because that's what they enjoy. But don't expect that your partner will do things that you see in porn because they're not actors. They're not. They may want to, but they may not, and that's okay. Like that's
if you're open enough to have that conversation and you ask for that, then I think it can happen. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're like, okay, I want to try that, you're open enough to have that conversation, then I think it would be able to happen.
Tell us, Nathy, what have you asked Camila to try? The viewers, not me, the viewers want to know.
Well, I'll tell you, we in public, has anyone had we've had Mayor guilty.
Not with Jason though. Sorry.
Damn, Jason.
Well, no, actually, no. I lie in a car in public in a parking lot. So yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Billy, no. Not in public.
Yeah. I did it in the park once, and then the cops came. Somebody called the cops on us. Yeah, and we had.
I never got caught.
Dude, we were in the park, and it was late, but people saw us, and then they called the cops, and it was just like.
You guys got in trouble?
No, they let us go. But like
really?
Yeah. But we realized what was happening, and like, we fixed ourselves before they got there, but still, like someone called and they said what they saw, and I mean they weren't lying about what they saw.
Yeah.
But the cop let us
I would have been like, no, I was just sitting on his lap.
Yeah.
We're just dancing.
There was a lot going
on. Dancing. I was like, yeah.
Park, but there's no music.
Oh my God. Somebody, I don't know, like thankfully never got caught. No.
I've been caught twice. Terrible.
No.
Yeah.
Thankfully, I've never been caught in any shape or form. Like
once we got caught. Well, not caught, but the cops did like shine the light. He's like, "Is this consensual?" Yes. I'm sorry. It was.
They asked you that question?
Yes. He asked.
Is this consensual?
Yeah.
Wow.
And then they just left.
Yeah, he left. Yeah.
Oh no! See, we got like they knocked on the window.
And they knocked and everything, and they shined the light, and they're like, "Are you okay?"
Yeah, but were you in a parking lot? Like, how public was it? Night?
It was in the street, but it was like desolated. Like there was no houses. Like
got it. So it's not like some kids were around or some shit like that, right? Yeah, no. It's been a long time since it's been very public. I'm like, okay, it's not comfortable enough. I like to be comfortable. I can probably go. Not that public anymore, depending. Though we have a nice car, so we'll see. I don't know.
You gotta. What is it? Not bless it. You gotta.
Bless it. No. Damn it! What's the word?
Are you not allowed?
Bless it. Like what?
No. It's bless it, and then there's another word that's used, but I can't remember what it is. But it is what it is. But yeah,
I almost wanted to say baptized. Lord, forgive me. But it's not. It's something along the lines of like. Fuck, there's a word. Producers, there's a word. When you do something for the first time somewhere. Help us out.
Yeah, there's a word. I'm trying to think. You guys have had it. So, wait. What's the strangest sexual experience? Oh,
That's what I said.
Christening it. Yeah, blessing. Yeah, you did say that. Okay,
it's cool. It's like a baptism then.
Yeah, like a baptism on Easter. Listen, sex. Here's the problem, and this is why I was like my issue is sex is so shunned upon, especially in religion. But we were meant to have it because that is what we're meant. Like it's in our nature to gravitate towards either the same sex or a different sex to pleasure ourselves and then procreate. Because if we didn't procreate, there would be no people. So technically sex is part of life. It's not meant to just for procreation, because I think that's not the right way to look at it. But that's how, unfortunately, religion has made it. Well, it's like, oh, sex is just for procreation. You're only supposed to do it for this instead of pleasure. So then if it was just for pleasure, then why do we have pleasure hormones? Why is it there's certain things that create these things? We cannot kind of put to say that it's so bad, which is why I've slowly been trying to get more comfortable with the talks about it with it is natural. It is part of, if not, we wouldn't have all these sensors in our bodies that make us feel good when we do this.
But
I don't know.
Like I know I went to church every Sunday growing up as a kid. We read the Bible. We went to church during Easter, Christmas. Every Sunday we were there.
Mm-hmm.
So I knew like what's expected of me as a Catholic, right? Like I've gone to church since I can remember. Baptized, I did my communion, everything. And even still, like I knew that. I mean, when I was first with someone, it wasn't rape. Like it was consensual. And then when I had other partners, like I knew. There was a point where I was having these terrible nightmares. They're called like I was having sleep paralysis.
Yeah.
And I was like, is this God telling me that I'm having sex when I shouldn't be having sex because I'm not married? And then I was like, let me stop having sex for a while and see because these sleep paralysis, like it was scary. It was super scary. I don't know if you guys have had sleep paralysis, but it's the scariest thing. And I was having them constantly, and I was like looking back in my life, and I'm like, okay, in that moment, I'm like, what am I doing that God is not happy with? Because I was like in my mind, he was making this happen, right? And then I didn't have sex for a while, and I was still having the scary sleep paralysis dream. So I was like, okay, it's not that. But I mean, I enjoy sex. And I'm still religious. Like I go to church every Sunday. I believe in God, and I believe in certain things that the Bible says. Don't kill thy neighbor. Or don't sleep with thy neighbor's wife or husband. But see, so where does your not like that uncomfortableness come from with sex? Like, I know your mom is religious now, but was she religious?
I know. So it's funny because we grew up Catholic, but it was more like, oh, esas no son cosas de Dios. Mind you, my mom was never married, but it was like this hypocrisy in sex. Like, sex is bad for you. Don't do sex. Don't ever have sex. That's not for, you have to get married, which was very interesting. Like when my mom found out I was not a virgin anymore, she forced my ex to propose to me. And I told him, I was like, we're fake engaged in front of them, but we are not engaged. So because it was like my mom was trying to put things in the way that she was raised, but mind you, we're not overly religious. We're not. We don't. We go to church for like certain things, but this is where I also have an issue with religion, where it's like I have to follow a certain set of rules to be considered good. I don't believe that if this, that the higher power of God, whoever you are worshiping, is going to condemn you because you have had sex outside of marriage when sex has been a thing for thousands of years. That to me sounds like man has intervened in religion. So for me, it was just, it's just very interesting that how it was always told to me, it's bad. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. It's bad for you. Mind you, all I heard was sex conversations, but it was told to me that it was bad. And anything that came across sexual, like if I forgot, I don't remember what, like you would get a beating. Like if you were caught doing something, like let's say I don't know, I think I got caught one time in my underwears or whatever. And I think I was just like, I don't know what I was doing. And I was given a beating for it. So it was bad. Oh, I had a cousin or a friend, I think it was a friend who was caught masturbating and they got a beating. Or how dare you watch porn. And you can, like, I think that's what it was for me. I had a friend who got a beating for masturbating. I got caught with being all the kids, you had the illegal TV, and we saw porn, and we all got our ass whooped. So to me, that's not the connection with religion, but it's just the way that we were. Eso no son cosas de Dios, eso no se hace, Dios mío, que te lo otro. But even in what we're saying, that because this is a weekend that's holy, we can't talk about sex. So that means that sex is bad, because they can't be in the same conversation with God. But God created us humans to have sex. So how is that bad?
Well, I wonder to have sex to procreate, not for pleasure.
But that's not, if you think about it, it wasn't just for procreation. It does have a result in procreation, because then if that was the case, then why do gay people exist? That's the hypocrisy in religion.
Well, they're not supposed to exist in the Bible.
That's not true, Billy, because people have been having sex for thousands of years.
Oh, yeah. Of course.
But that's what I'm trying to say.
The Bible says one thing,
but that's a Bible written by a man.
And that's the thing. People go by that, and that's terrible. Like, my parents are super religious, and there's been times where I'm like, just because it says that in the Bible doesn't mean that, like, we have to follow it. Because
the Bible contradicts many various things that in the Bible that says that only men and women are supposed to be together. That's bullshit. Because then that means that those people, anyone else, they're wrong for what they feel.
Of course.
Not even feel. And I don't like to use the word feel because it isn't the right word to use. They're wrong for being who they are and loving who they want to love. That's not right, because then these things would have never, there's such a shame around it in being sexual. Even the way you dress. I have an aunt who at some point, who I don't know if she's following this religion anymore, but she was like, yeah, I don't like to dance because I feel that I don't like to dance with my husband in public because I feel like I'm bringing sexual perception onto me that I shouldn't be. I'm like, it's dancing.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you, like, again, this is all being perceived.
I mean, was she twerking?
No, but even it wasn't twerking. It was salsa. You know what I mean? Like, we have to think about where sometimes with, and it's not just Catholicism. There's a lot of religions that do this. It's to shame it out of people that you kind of take away from it. And it's supposed to be a beautiful act between two people who either love each other or just want to fucking have a good time.
I wonder if moms or our culture or our families would, I guess, shame just for us not to get pregnant so soon or at a young age.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure is one of the reasons, many reasons that our parents.
Well, what did your mom tell you?
That's what I'm trying to think. Because I think my mom would always say, you want to be married, you got to be pure, quote unquote. You cannot have multiple partners. But I knew that I would never wanted to get married. I'm like, lady.
Yeah.
You didn't have to tell me twice.
I'm like, la pobre. I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna get married, and I knew I wasn't gonna get married. So, but I knew that I was probably going to be with the person that I really, really love for the first time. So, I can't remember exactly what my mom would say, but I do remember her saying, you have to get to the church or get married, and you have to be pure.
Mm-hmm.
That was like her thing.
But I think it's changing. Like my mom, when she was growing up, she couldn't even hold someone's hand. Mm-hmm. Like she told us a story that she already had her period, right? And then like one time somebody grabbed her hand, and then she didn't have her period, and then she was so scared because she was like, "Oh my God, I got pregnant!" And then she was like, "How do I like?" My mother would have been beat to death if she got pregnant at like 15, 16, 17. She got married when she was 24, I think, with my dad. So she thought she was pregnant because they told her, don't even look at a guy, don't even talk to a guy, don't even hold his hand, because anything is going to get you pregnant. So she had the mentality, and she always shared with us that like her grandparents were just like, don't, because all of these things are going to get you pregnant, and God forbid you come to the house pregnant, because we will beat you to death. Pretty much that's what they told her. But with us, like, she would tell us, but we went to school. We had health. Like, we knew that we can't get pregnant if we hold someone's hand, or even if we tap kiss them, we can't get pregnant. If they blow something sweet in our ear, we're not going to get pregnant.
But the hypocrisy was so huge.
But they had that mentality.
I do remember my mom saying, like she laughs about it now. I'm like, you didn't even want me to have a boyfriend in high school, but mind you, you had like 5 boyfriends when you were in like that age. My dad was 15 years older than her. Like, come on now.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Wow.
She laughs about it now, but
For me, it was funny because like you know how your mom's mom told her that she would get pregnant. For me, I was told you're either going to get pregnant or get AIDS, so don't have sex.
Oh, from one extreme.
But mind you, I would hear them talk about all these sexual innuendos, and like even my mom now and I, like, it's just, Jason finds it uncomfortable because my mom would be like, she one time bought me lingerie and he was like, that's really fucking weird. Why is your mother buying you lingerie? And I was like, my mom, like, it's so weird. Like, sex was so shameful but so open, but it was like you can't do it because you're not old enough and it's bad. So that's why for me sex is such a contradiction, because it had these double, like, so I remember, listen, the first time I had sex and I was like, it can't be this bad. Everyone is doing it. It just can't. So I went and did it. It wasn't even out of love. It wasn't even it was just more like, let me touch the stove and see if it's really hot.
Curious.
Yeah, because I'm like, it can't be. Like, it can't be this big ass taboo thing that everyone is doing it. They're always constantly talking about it. My parents were not very quiet, so I fucking constantly heard them. And it's like, is it really? Oh, my friends are doing it. And so I fucking went and did it. And it was just like, oh, that's it? This is it? I didn't burn in hell. I didn't get pregnant. I didn't get AIDS. All right, y'all motherfuckers is lying to me. You know what I mean? Like, it was just, I was like, oh, I just got to learn more about it, be more careful, this and then that. And I was like, oh, then I discovered an orgasm. I was like, oh, I am responsible for this, girl. That's where, for me, curiosity, and it's not that I'm not fully comfortable with it. It's just sometimes that back talk of hearing things is still there.
Yeah.
So it's unfortunately sometimes contradictory with how I was kind of taught. And back to like what you're saying, Billy, my grandma, who is, oh my God, 75, 76, she got married. She was forced into marriage at 13, 14.
Wow.
Just because she liked the boy who then became my grandfather. And so my grandmother had my aunt at 14 and my mother at 15, but she was married off at 13 for being interested in a boy.
How old was he?
He was 16. So he was a couple years older than her. So that, to me, it's like and again, you had to follow these certain things with really. Nathy, how was your mom's courting or like, do you maybe any type of craziness in your?
I mean, like I said, she had like boyfriends when she was like 10, and she wouldn't let me have a boyfriend. Like, come on, man.
But I think maybe that was your dad telling her
what?
To not let you have a boyfriend.
No, my dad was much more cooler in that sense. Like, he would only get on my case because my mom would drill him. That was only the reason. But my dad was pretty cool. Like, he knew I didn't want to get married. He knew I didn't want to have kids. So I guess he expected that, I probably was going to have sex without getting married or anything. So, but my mom was more like,
she was more the stricter one.
You have to get married. Like, I was the only, so there's 4 of us. I was the only one that left the house, the first one to leave the house without getting married. So I was like,
well, if she didn't know you were having sex, she knows now.
I think so.
And she knows you did it in public and a cop saw you.
And
she knows you sent me a picture. And I got a naked picture.
Just make sure, Mom, don't watch this episode. Just do not watch, do not listen, do not nothing. Why do you think you're so quiet with sex, but Nathy?
I don't know. I don't think we ever talked about it openly at home. It wasn't something that, I never heard my parents, thank God.
Yeah.
We never talked about it. It was never a topic. I don't think we even talk about it now as adults. It's not a conversation. We make like jokes and stuff like that, but nothing like an open conversation like this, that we're having right now at this moment.
Oh.
So it could be, I can say that it could possibly be that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, it's funny because like for me, it was I remember my mom's sex talk to me. She had been broken up with my stepdad. So she had two guy friends that we know from our family sit down, and I swear to God, this is how it happened. They sat me down in my aunt's kitchen. They had a 6-pack of beers and a pack of cigarettes because they both were smoking. They both smokers, and they both sat. God rest his soul, because one of them passed away. Sat and told me about all the dirty shit that they do to women to get women to have sex with them, and they told me how wrong it was to have sex and how not to get a boyfriend, that I had to wait. And I was just like, listening to them, this was my mother's version of sex talk to me. I think I was under 15. And I remember this day like it was yesterday. Did you guys get a sex talk?
I don't remember getting a sex talk. I don't remember, but I could be wrong. I probably did. I'm like, oh God, let's put that behind me, because again, it wasn't a conversation that we would ever have. It could be that I did probably get a sex talk from my mom, or I don't know who, maybe my sisters. I don't remember, honestly.
What about you, Billy?
No. The only talk about when it came to sex was don't do it. You could get pregnant. Wait until marriage. That was the only thing that was said to me about sex. And I did all three.
Oh, man.
No,
listen,
totally didn't do any of that.
I think for viewers, I think the best thing you can do, as a person that has children, you should have sex talks as early as just even identifying the right body parts. And then around like 8 or 10, start really getting back to that. And then as friends, I think it's healthy, because what if you're having sex and you're like, I think this is shameful or this, and then you're like, oh no, that's not normal. Oh girl, listen, you're being abused the wrong way. I think it's important to have those types of conversations, or even be able to hear about it and make sure that you have that. That's my, way to wrap up this conversation. It's healthy to have sexual conversations with your partners and friends. Obviously, don't tell your friends the details about your partner, but having that openness so that you have something to go. Like, any wrap up things you want to do for this episode, ladies?
You go, Nathy.
I agree with you about talking about it, even, not in details, like to the T about your partner or your boyfriend. Like, because, so Billy was like, okay, I wasn't orgasming. Like, I would have been like, girl, what's going on? Like,
Yeah.
So, I think that's important to have those conversations with your friends. Billy, I hope you are orgasming whenever you're having sex now.
No. Well, not through penetration. Through oral.
Okay.
Apparently that's very common.
Super common. Super
very common,
extremely common.
but it's not talked about.
Okay.
Yeah. But I also think that sometimes, because there's certain, and this could be a whole nother episode. So I think there'll be a part 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
We can talk about this.
Let's talk about sex, baby. Let's talk about you.
We could do another part 2 on sex.
How can we get Billy to orgasm?
Send your suggestions, please.
Yes. Alrighty, guys. This was fun. Until next time, follow, like, share, comment. Bye.
Let us know if you want us to dig into a specific, part about sex, or what you're afraid to ask your friends that maybe we can shed some light on, or just on our experiences. Obviously, we're not experts, but we can talk about our experiences, and maybe that'll help you enjoy sex, because sex should be enjoyed.
Yes.
Happy sex.